All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Iris Energy, stock ticker IREN. I know what you're saying. You don't care about Iris Energy, but I think by the time you watch this video, you will care about them, and you should care about them. Iris Energy is on a huge run today. This is a part of a 3-day run-up that is gigantic, and I want to go through, there's a specific reason why, so I want to go through what happened and is there any room left on the upside for this to keep running. So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, I would appreciate it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. It's right next to the subscribe button. If you don't see a join button, then you'll see a link in the pinned comment below. We have a lot of content building up for members. We have a private Discord, so we'd love to have you join us. Let's get to Iris Energy. Iris put out 2 press releases in the last 2 weeks, one of which was just yesterday. So I want to go through both of those, but I want to go through what happened with Iris altogether. They've taken a strange journey. They took a gamble 3 or 4 months ago. They made a drastic plan, and I think that it has worked out almost exactly to perfection, and that is why they're having this run up. So I want to show you what that plan was, what they did, and then we'll look at the charts to see, are we at the finish line here or is there more room to go? So if we look at Iris Energy, and today's the middle of the trading day, it's not over yet. At this point today, it's up 38% already just on the day. This is trading for $3.54. It's up a lot more than that on the week. It has had 3 huge green days in a row. Again, at the end, we will look at the chart and see exactly what that looks like. But this still leaves it somewhere in the $150 million market cap range. So if we look at Iris over time, and this is a relatively new stock, this is traded as high as $920 million, and that was in March of 2022. And by the time I've gone through what they're doing, you'll see they are now, in my opinion, a bigger and better and more financially sound company than they were at that point. So that's when they were $920 million. They're about $150 million right now. So I believe there is room to the upside, and we'll go through that. Okay, let's look at the first press release they put out. This was about a week ago. Iris Energy announces monthly investor update for January 2023. Operating capacity increased by 15% to 1.7 exahash. So we're going to go to a chart of how much Bitcoin they've mined by month for the last year, and you're going to see that there's some weird stuff on that chart. They had a big change, and there's been a drastic reduction in their exahash. However, that is about to change. So if we go down to the key metrics, you'll see average operating hash rate was 1.575, so about 1.5 exahash was the average at the month. They ended the month with 1.7 exahash. Bitcoin mined was 172. So if I go to the chart of the Bitcoin that they've mined over the course of the last year, you're going to see there's January of 2023 at 172. January of 2022, which was a year ago, was 126. So yes, they are up from there, but you'll see they're down drastically off of their highs from the third quarter of 2022. They peaked in October at 448 Bitcoin. They competed amongst even the top Bitcoin miners publicly traded in North America in the month of October 2022. So that was a huge month for them. However, shortly thereafter, they switched gears and they made a plan. That plan has now come to fruition. So you'll see the immediate reaction was they went down to 151 Bitcoin mined in November. So that's a drastic reduction. December was even lower, 123. They moved a little bit in the right direction in January at 172, but that's not really why they're moving up. 172 is nothing compared to what I believe they're about to do. Okay, so if I just go back in time a little bit, this is their October 2022 update. You're going to see the average operating hash rate was at 3.9. Okay, then on November 2nd, everything changed. They changed their game plan. They put out this press release, Financing and Bitmain Prepayment Update. So if I skip down, they have a section called Limited Recourse Equipment Financing. They had over $100 million in loans. Those loans were secured by specific Bitcoin miners. However, they were not secured by Iris Energy as a company. So they had secured 1.6 exahash of miners for the first one and 2.0 exahash of miners for the $71 million loan. So based on the fact that Bitcoin had pulled back so far into the, down into the low 20,000s, so basically they told the bank this: unless a suitable agreement is reached with the lender on modifying the terms for both equipment financing arrangements. The group does not intend to provide further financial support. So the culmination of that statement is the following. In this case, the company expects that neither of their non-recourse SPVs will be able to make the scheduled principal payment on November 8th, 2022, which would result in a default of these non-recourse SPVs under their prospective limited recourse equipment financing arrangements. Essentially, in a nutshell, what they're saying is they owe $103 million. They're going to stop paying it. So, of course, November 8th came and went, and they did default on those loans. And so, essentially, they did walk away from all of that debt. They don't have to pay any of that debt back. It is gone. However, in exchange for that, they had to give 3.6 exahash worth of Bitcoin mining machines to their lenders. Okay, here under highlights, they talk about prospect of utilizing $75 million of prepayments already made to Bitmain in respect of an additional 7.5 exahash of contracted miners for further self-mining. So they had contracted to buy another 7.5 exahash of Bitcoin miners from Bitmain. However, they had $75 million in cash that they had already put out and given to Bitmain as a deposit. So they were already out that $75 million in cash, and they had not yet received a lot of the machines for that. Okay, so fast forward to basically 2 days ago, this press release came out, and this really is the culmination of their entire plan. Iris Energy increases self-mining capacity from 2.0 exahash to 5.5 exahash. So key highlights, to use 67 million of the remaining Bitcoin prepayments as prepayments utilized to acquire 4.4 exahash of new S19j Pro miners without any additional cash outlay. So they are going to get 4.4 exahash of Bitcoin miners for no extra cash. So from a cash flow situation, and remember, we just went through a very long crypto bear market, crypto winter, whatever you want to call it. We're in a nice little relief rally, but even now, Bitcoin is only around $23,000. It's still drastically off of its lows between $60,000 and $70,000 from late 2021. So right now, liquidity is the most important thing. Cash is king. They're now able to add 4.4 exahash of mining machines for no cash outlay. And remember, they gave back 3.6 exahash, and that cleared up over $100 million of debt. Somewhere in April or May, they should beat their all-time monthly record for Bitcoins mined. So just quickly, if I go to the 1 week time frame, this is Iris Energy on the 1 week time frame. If I go from their all-time highs back at the beginning of 2022, they just started trading last year. Even after this gigantic run up, and we're going to take a look at that next, even after this gigantic run up, they're still down 87% from their highs. And you'll see that high was on November 15th, 2021. That's when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. But if I zoom in, you're going to see they have had a gigantic run up. And this is what I'm talking about. One day, each keeps getting better than the next. So just over the last 3 days, they are now, right now, in the middle of the day today, up 100% in the last 3 days. So if they can hold, we'll see where they close. But at the moment, this is a 100% run up in the price of their stock in 3 days. But you're also going to see that leaves an awful lot of room left to the upside, in my opinion. So I'm going to talk about some risk reward and some price targets on the high end and the low end. This green line right here is just under $7, and you're going to see Iris Energy was trading at around $7 back in August of 2022. That is when Bitcoin rallied up to $25,000. Well, Bitcoin's at about $23,000 right now, so we are getting very close to that same point. But yet, even if we go from where we are right now in the middle of the day today, Iris Energy would still have to run up another 85% just to get back to where it was in August of 2022. So I think this is going to be a bigger, better company, and they're still, 85% off of just their August high, which, by the way, is nowhere near their all-time high, which we looked at. That's just to get back to $7. Their all-time high, if we take a look back at the 1 week chart, was around $28. So I'm not even setting that as a price target. I'm just saying there's almost a double left on this just to get back to where it was the last time Bitcoin was trading at $25,000. Having said that, this has just been a gigantic run up. So the last 3 days in particular. So if for some reason Bitcoin were to go the other way and start to revisit its lows, it is 71% to the downside to get back to the lows from December of 2022. So that was just 5 or 6 weeks ago. So there is a risk reward here. I think this was a gigantic move. I think this was the last piece of a puzzle that started several months ago. It was very painful to go through in the middle. You can see their stock got punished disastrously in the middle. I do think we're just in the middle of this run up, and although they pulled a double here in 3 days, I do think there's room left to go. So obviously this is not financial advice. That's my opinion. You guys need to do your own due diligence and understand your own risk and reward tolerance. But I wanted to get a video out to you guys because, you know, a 100% move in 3 days is a gigantic move, and it's not just random. It's not a short squeeze. It's not any of those things. This is legitimate price action because of the fact that they fundamentally have finished this equation of changing their business. So that's what I got for you on Iris. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you have not yet subscribed, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. You can smash the like button. And if you want to support the channel, you can always become a member by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. So we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.